Experiment 12. The deviation in the path of a ray which strike normally on a surface of an equilateral prism. Objective. Trace the path of a ray of light which strikes normally on a surface of an equilateral prism. Close to the base of the prism. Close to the vertex of the prism. Apparatus required. An equilateral prism. A soft board. Drawing pins. Common pins. A white sheet and a protractor. Theory. PQR is an equilateral prism. OA is a ray of light incident normally at the refracting surface PQ of the prism. Since OA strikes normally, it enters the prism and passes undeviated. It strikes at the base QR at B at an inclination of 30 degrees. Since the angle of incidence of the ray AB coming out from glass to air is greater than the critical angle for the given pair of media, total internal reflection takes place and the ray gets reflected back in the same medium. The reflected ray BC again strikes surface PR normally and passes straight, undeviated, finally emerging out as CD. Procedure. When the rays strike close to the base of prisms, fix the given white paper sheet on the soft board using thumb pins. Place the given equilateral prism on the white paper, mark its outline. Mark the three edges of the prism as P, Q and R. Remove the prism and mark at point A on face PQ, closer to the base of the prism. Draw a line OA from point O, normal to face PQ at A. Fix two pins P1 and P2 in erect and vertical positions on the line OA. Fix the two pins in vertical, straight positions at a gap of approximately 4 cm from each other. Look from side PR of the prism and bring your eye in line with the two images of pins P1 and P2. Fix another pin P3 towards the side PR in a position such that when seen through the prism, the pin P3 is exactly in line with the two images of pins P1 and P2 as shown in the diagram. Use the same procedure to fix the fourth pin P4 in line. The pins and their images will be in line only if we are focusing on a particular pin. The other pins or the image are hidden in line behind that pin and will not be seen at all. Remove the pins and mark the positions by encircling the dots created by the pins in the paper. Remove the prism and draw a line by joining the position of pin P3 and P4 and produce it to meet the base QR of the prism at B. Also, join AB. Measure the angles BAQ and BCR and record them. Draw a normal BN at B on base QR of the prism and measure the angles ABN and CBN and record their values. Record your observations as follows. B. When the ray strikes close to the vertex of the prism. Procedure. Repeat the procedure as given in part A above. Taking the point A, close the vertex P of the prism as shown in the diagram. Measure the angles BAQ and BCR. Also, measure angles ABN and CBN. Record your observations as follows. conclusion. Since the angle with the prism surface by which the ray gets refracted from the first surface is 90 degree, it implies that the rays which strike the prism surface normally passes undeviated. Since angle of incidence I is equal to the angle of reflection R for the ray AB, which suffers total internal reflection at surface QR of the prism, the reflected ray takes the path following laws of reflection. Precautions. Fix the pin erect and vertical on the soft board. Keep a minimum gap of 4 to 5 cm between the common pins. Keep your eye at least 3 to 4 feet from the prism while looking through the prism.